Facebook Live. Here we go. Hi, everybody out there on Facebook Live. Thank you for joining us today. We are going to be opening our doors just about in 10 seconds. Thank you very much for being with us today. We look forward to singing with you. Okay, everybody in the room ready? Here we go. Hello, everybody. Hello, happy Sunday. So great to see you all. I see a lot of familiar faces in the room today. I'm really glad you've all joined us. Hello, everybody out there on Facebook Live. Glad you're here. And hello to the folks in the room. I am going to say, oh, hello, Arlene in California. Great to see you. Janice, hello. Glad you're here. Becky in Vancouver. Nancy, hello. I think Vermont. Hello, Deborah in Kentucky and Susan in Ohio. And hello, Busy Graham, Carpe Diem Arts. Hello, Sarah in Texas and Annette in California. And hello, Anna in Maryland. Great to see you. Hello, Trish in Victoria, Carolyn in Idaho, Anne, hello in the DMV area. Doug, hello in Vermont, Lynn in Connecticut. Hello, Paula and Paula's right-hand, left-hand person. Glad to see you guys today. Hello, Kevin in New Hampshire and Gary in Mass. Nicola in the UK, so glad you're here today. Good to see a smile on your face. Hello, Dan in Virginia. Hello, Lisa in Indiana and Fred in Maryland. Susan in Seattle. Hello, Barry in Maryland. Nice to see you today. Or Barry's Monitor in Maryland. Hello, Bonnie in Idaho. Hello, Barb in Kentucky. Hello, Christiana. Nice to see you. Hello, Max in New Hampshire or possibly in Maine. Hello, Hindi in Toronto. Good to see you. Steve in Baltimore. Tom in Victoria. Karen in Utah. Luda in BC. Fran and Dale in Colorado or the Fran half. Hello. Hello, Deli in the DMV. Hello, Jim Harkless, another Jubilee Voices member in the room. So glad you're with us today. Hello, Beryl in Chicago. Colin's mom, who's here on the same day as Colin, very exciting. And Storm in Massachusetts, Martha in Oregon, and Greg. Hey, Greg McGruder, how'd you get over there? Sid in Victoria, and others still popping in the room. Thanks, gang, so much for being here. And again, a hello to Facebook Live. And of course, I want to say hello to all the fabulous Jubilee Voices members who are in the room with us. Hello to you all. And when Andrea is up, she will introduce everyone by name. A couple of quick announcements. For anybody who's new, we're here every day at noon Eastern time, singing one song and having some discussion every single day, coming up on day 300 at the end of this month. Thank you so much for being part of this community. And please welcome as many others into our community as you can. We love seeing new faces. The lyrics are going to be in the chat. There's a donate link and all the money goes to the performing artists. And my email's in the chat if you have questions or want to get on the Daily Antidote email list. And a thank you to Aaron Geyer for running the tech for us today. Thank you, thank you. And I want to turn the floor over to the amazing and wonderful Andrea Blackford, the director of Jubilee Voices, and a great friend to Rebels and to many of us in this room. Andrea, welcome. I'm so glad you're hosting with me today.
Thank you for the warm welcome, and we are excited to be here today because we're going to do a little singing and a little bit of history lesson with this wonderful song, Woke Up This Morning with My Mind. Now, you may know that during slavery time, a lot of spirituals came up through our folk. We use them to cope, right? And whenever there's a time of trial, we use music to help us cope. Well, this is another example of a song making a jump to an even different life and helping people to cope. And Woke Up This Morning with My Mind used to be an old, as they say in this book I have, gospel song called Woke Up This Morning with My Mind Stayed on Jesus. Turns out that there was a Reverend Robert Wesby, who is attributed as Oosby in some places, but we think it's Wesley, who was in the Hinds County Jail during the Freedom Rides, and he put new words to this song. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. How many of you know this song? How many of you heard it? Raise your hands. Well, it became a very popular song during the Civil Rights Movement, and the Reverend Wesby, who was the the pastor of the Progressive Baptist Church in Aurora, Illinois, worked with Reverend Jesse Jackson to fight the Klan up near Chicago area. And he also worked with Martin Luther King on the Freedom Rides and was a participant in helping people register to vote. So he was a very important figure both locally and on the national scene. And he kept up that activism all through his life, which tragically was ended in 1988 when he was unfortunately murdered. But he spent his life giving to others and fighting for freedom and ending racism and promoting social justice. So we're going to remember him today as we sing this song. And like I said, like many other songs, this made the jump from the spiritual to the hymn book to the civil rights movement. And it's a great song to sing today because our minds are stayed on freedom. We came real close to losing our freedom a few times in our history. One too recent I don't need to talk about at the moment. But we celebrated the prevailing of democracy on last week, and we have a lot to celebrate. But while we still have a lot to celebrate, we still have to be vigilant, and we still have to keep fighting. As Ella Baker said, we who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the mic over to the fabulous Greg McGruder. But first I'm going to introduce folks from Jubilee Voices. We have Greg McGruder, Paulette Grady, Arthuretta Martin, Jackie Berry, and Kadija Ash. And I know somewhere out there is James Harkless, and we're Jubilee Voices, and we're going to bring to you the song today. And go ahead, Greg.
So a lot of you know this song. So it means that in addition to singing the basic lyrics, you can add some ornamentation. So how many basses do we have out there? Do we have any basses? You know, there's that wonderful part that's perfect for basses where you're echoing the main line. There's all sorts of opportunities to add ornamentation and make this song driving but also conversational. And I'm going to sing the first verse just to show you. And I'm going to try to do a number of different parts. So the first, it goes like this. Woke up this morning with my mind was, and the bassist can do that. And if you have a higher voice, you can sing my mind was. If you're a soprano, you can sing that. Andrea, don't frown at me like that, trying to sing soprano. Stayed on freedom. I said I woke up this morning with my mind was stayed on free. Whoa. And there's all sorts of opportunities to do a wail, to echo what's happening and what's going to come. And so the third line, well, I woke up this morning with my mind was stayed on freedom. Hallelu, 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 ooh, yeah. And feel free to harmonize. And the rule of the Jubilee Voices is that if you're going to sing with us and harmonize, just sing with vigor. You're in your homes alone, so it doesn't matter if you're singing the wrong note as long as you're singing it with conviction. So, everybody got that? We ready to roll?
Okay. B section.
Oh, the B section. Andrea?
Okay, so you're going to hear this a couple times, and then we're going to sing something that goes like this. May I have the... You've got to walk, walk. You've got to talk, talk. You've got to walk, walk with your mind on freedom. Let's try that part. You've got to walk, walk. You've got to walk, walk. You've got to walk, walk with your mind on freedom. Second part, easy. You've got to talk, talk. You've got to talk, talk. You've got to talk, talk. This one's a little different. With your mind on freedom. Oh, you've got to walk, walk. You've got to talk, talk. Let's try that together, okay? Use your lyric sheet. Don't be afraid. You've got to walk, walk. You've got to walk, walk. You've got to walk, walk with your mind on freedom. Talk, talk. You've got to talk, talk. You've got to talk, talk with your mind on freedom. Oh, you've got to walk, walk. You've got to talk, talk. And then we go into the next verse.
And one thing, you can add ornamentation to that. While Andrea is singing, you got to walk, walk. You can say, walk, talk. Just echo what she's saying and make it sound pretty.
Have fun.
All right. Are we
Are
ready
we
to go?
ready?
Okay. Oh, one other thing. Percussion. You can, anybody had a tambourine? Kadija has a shaker. So you can clap not on 1 and 3, on 2 and 4. You can double it up. All right, here we go. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. I said I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Oh, I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Yeah, Paulette.
Oh, I'm walking and talking with my mind. Still on freedom. Oh, I'm walking and talking with my mind. Still on freedom. I'm walking and talking with my mind. Still on freedom. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Singing and praying with my mind, stayed on freedom. Singing and praying with my mind, stayed on freedom. Singing and praying with my mind, stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
You've got to walk, walk. You've got to talk, talk. You've got to walk, walk with your mind on freedom. Walk, walk. You've got to walk, walk. You've got to walk, walk with your mind on freedom. Oh, you've got to walk, walk. You've got to talk, talk.
Ain't no harm to keep your mind. Stay on freedom. Oh, ain't no harm to keep your mind. Stay on freedom. Oh, ain't no need to keep your mind. Stay on freedom. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
You've got to walk, walk. You've got to walk, walk. You've got to walk with your mind on freedom. Talk, talk. You've got to talk, talk. You've got to talk with your mind on freedom. Oh, you've got to walk, walk. You've got to talk, talk. Arthuretta.
Singing and praying with my mind, stayed on freedom. Oh, singing and praying with my mind, stayed on freedom. Singing and praying with my mind, stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. One more time. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Ah, Rita.
Y'all, I can hear you singing from here. Oh my goodness. So much energy. So much energy. And this is the energy that's going to carry us through to better days, even on this side. So we want to talk a little bit. There's some of the group members want to talk a little bit about this song, about how you're feeling right now. If you don't, I will.
I'm sweating. So and hitting that high note at the end,
Yes.
you have to, like, as my voice teacher said, just squeeze your butt muscles to get it out. Okay. I'm just sharing a vocal technique with all of you. This is my voice teacher, Charles Williams, who some of you may know very well. So, any other questions that you have about this song and what it is we do? And I think one thing that Andrew didn't say is that when our group started 10 years ago, we were started for the purpose of singing traditional African American songs from the Civil War era. We have morphed into, we've done a lot of civil rights song, and this song we've sung in a number of civil rights programs reflecting music of that era. We've also done music from the Black maritime tradition, African American maritime tradition. There was a deep tradition all over the Chesapeake. But I think one thing that all these songs have this wonderful connection to the tradition of African American music and rhythms. Any questions?
Let me talk a little bit about history. A thought occurred to me when we were rehearsing yesterday that we're all a part of history, and history moves on. What you're doing now is history. I said I was going to give you a little bit of a history lesson. Well, just think when this be past the time where we're all together again and singing again, 100 years from now, somebody is going to look back and they're going to say, 100 years ago, there was this darkness that covered the land and everyone became sick. But there were these people who got together and they made a way. When they could not sing together, they got on this fancy computer device. We are so much more evolved now, but they got on this computer device and learned how to sing together even though they could not be together. And those people, during that time of trouble and turmoil, they got together and they sang and they kept the music going. Even though they couldn't hear each other, they kept that music going. And the music survived. And when the darkness and the sickness went away, my Lord, they got together and they sang and their voices rang the rooftops. And the music was ours and we held it and we knew our ancestors brought it to us so we could pass it on.
Yes. Hallelu.
When I hear that, I hear the voice of my grandmother, Mama Jones, and she was right. She always told us to keep singing these songs, even though we didn't understand most of them when we were kids. And her spirit and the spirit of the ancestors are telling us to keep this going. So you keep it going. And you take it out and you sing it to your children and sing it to your grandchildren, sing it over Zoom, because we shall overcome this turmoil. We will overcome this time. The strength is in the music. The ancestors gave it to us. Take it and use it.
And I think that and this character that Andrea just portrayed came out in a rehearsal yesterday. And so I'm glad she took her grandmother's voice and kind of expanded on that. But I think another thing just to point out about this music, and I encourage all of you, there's a wonderful version of this song that Sweet Honey and the Rock does. And some of you have heard it, and so just a driving beat. And what is interesting, you can hear the distinctive voice of Issei Barnwell. And I remember Issei she did a sermon at my church, and she says, one of the issues with any kind of protest movement today they don't have music uh, pulling them together. And so much of this music, it was part of the protest movement, but also part of the church as well. When I was growing up in the African Methodist Episcopal Church, every Sunday we sang "We Shall Overcome" in church. And you turn on the TV and you can hear people singing in the streets, marching for civil rights as well.
I would like to add to this
And
by saying that one of the things you have to understand about this song is your mind is on something that is not. You speak things as though they were that are not. So when you wake up focused on something that you desire, in time it will come to pass. So the power in this song is the fact that you are projecting what you wish to be. And if you wake up every morning with that as your vision, then in time it will be. And this was sung by people who had as Africans in America, had far fewer freedoms that we have today in many ways. In many ways it's not. So that's why we still must wake up each morning with our mind on the freedom that we envision freedom to be found to be.
one of the beautiful things that happened during the summer of turmoil that we had, and the summer of growth, I might add, is that when the decision was handed down to prosecute the police who had aided, abetted, and committed the murder of George Floyd, the protesters began to sing "We Shall Overcome." I know from earlier iterations of the Black Lives Matter movement and talking to some of my younger friends, they were saying they didn't need to be sitting around singing spirituals and being passive. And I think what we have proved with what we've done as Jubilee Voices and what you're doing with Daily Antidote is music is powerful and it is a comfort. All we have to do is open our hearts and our minds and let it in and let, again, the passage of this wonderful gift to us be a comfort and be a mode for protest. Is there anybody else who wants to speak?
I just wanted to say that there is a saying: when you sing, you pray twice. You pray twice.
And to that, I might add that often we talk about singing from our heart, but many times we're singing to our heart. And our heart says, thank you. You've acknowledged me. You've acknowledged that every day I keep the rhythm for you. And I appreciate that you project the rhythm into your communities, into your families, into your life through song. And I know that song is a way we share our hearts. It goes across cultures and genders and all kinds of speed bumps, if you will, just to help us understand there is a thread called rhythm that goes throughout and across and over and under. And if we could be aware of it, we could tighten that, and it could be a safety net for our freedom and for our peace and for our future.
Hi, I'm Christiana. I would very much add into that too, for example, why the power of song is so important, and that we have to strengthen our songs in common again. I'm from Germany, I'm an immigrant, but even looking back in history in this country here, 100 years ago when immigrant workers were organizing for unionizing, they did not even necessarily read English or write English well, but the church hymns were something that workers from Poland and miners from Italy and everybody, they had the church hymns, the melodies in common. And on those familiar melodies, you could graft new organizing songs. And that's so important. And even once in a while now, having gone down last summer to the Capitol building for a smallish protest, the only song that anybody could chime in was "We Shall Overcome." We have so many, many, many more songs that we all just have to pick up and share with each other again.
Beautiful.
And it's not only in song. I'm sitting here thinking about the poetry of Amanda Gorman. that she recited at the inauguration the other day. And there's just so many art forms of expressing our freedoms and our thoughts. You know, God gave us this free will to express what we feel in our hearts and on our minds in a most profound and powerful way. And song just being one of the many mechanisms in which we can express it.
And not to sound arrogant, but we are the answer, and we are the focus, and we are the light at the end of many generations' tunnels, the answer to many generations' prayers. It's us.
That was awesome, everyone. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak?
Becky.
Okay, Becky.
I just wanted to say that I was involved in civil rights stuff. Had the honor to walk with Dr. King, and I've missed it since that time. The music so much that I go to a gathering that's either a protest or something like that, and there's the chanting and the angry stride to it and so on, and I don't see how we can really do that, because music is one of the times when we really breathe together. We are together more when we have the music of it. And it also reminds us that we're celebrating something at the same time as we're bringing a message, a hope, a future vision. And so I'm just so pleased that there are so many people who are reviving things for the younger people who might not have had some of that opportunity. So
Thank
I
you
just
so
want
much.
I just thank you, because like when you had your grandmother's voice, who she must have been a powerful storyteller.
She was.
And storytelling is part of what we need more of too. So go for it.
Thank you. And we have lots of talented storytellers in our group as well. I understand Mr. Harkless wants to say something.
Yeah, yes. Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are.
All right. Well, this has been a very special occasion for me. Andrea is the only one who knows. Since January 8th, I have been in a rehab facility recovering from a major setback physically, mentally. And this has been just such a joy for me to be able to be here with you and to so uplifted by everyone. Music is just so inspiring. Paulette mentioned Amanda Gorman's poem, and to me, her poem, bottom line, was inclusivity. That this is about all of us. We are all here together. She was, and we must not forget about that. Even though there has been the inequity within our society for people of color, there are people everywhere who are still suffering and in fear. And we must not forget about them also. And Greg, I know you are so uplifting. And Andrea, Kadija, Arthuretta, oh, everyone. And thank you so much. I love you all.
We love you too. We love you too. Jim is an honored and special member of our group. He is our griot, our historian.
Yeah.
He keeps us honest, and we love him. He is a treasure to our community and the Revels community as a whole. And we love you, Jim. Maybe it's time to sing again. Is there anybody else who wants to? Let's sing again, okay? We woke up this morning with our mind stayed on freedom. And we're going to keep marching on till victory is won. And we're going to do it together. Thank you for being part of this wonderful community. We love you all, and thank you for the welcome that you give to us every day. Greg,
Are we doing the first verse twice, perhaps?
Let's do the first verse, and let's do the first verse. Let's do a walk talk, and then let's repeat the first verse.
Okay.
Okay. How's that? Is everybody good with that?
Yes.
Great.
I can't find the note now.
E.
I hit it, but I'm not hearing it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take it out of it. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Ooh, yeah. Whoa, woke up this morning with my mind. My mind was stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind. My mind was stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. You can't do those hallelujahs just one time.
No, we cannot. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, everybody, for your participation. I'm going to turn the reins back to Joe for a little bit. See if there's anything else we'd like to do before we go today.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Jubilee Voices, Paulette and Arthuretta and Jackie and Kadija and Greg and Jim for the beautiful words and for participating in this today. Also, so amazing and beautiful. Andrea, did I just forget anybody when I was calling out the names?
I don't think so. Everybody raise your hand. JB, you too, Jim. Everybody raise your hand. Raise your hands. All right. Thank you for allowing us to sing with you today and have a great time and a great discussion. My goodness. Every time I do one of these, I always walk out ready to sing and fight.
That's so great. Yeah, so that's what we hope in here, that what we're doing is we're singing for the beauty and the reflectiveness and the joy of singing, and that we're strengthening for the walking out of here ready to make change. And that's kind of our goal every day in here. And on the days that we hit it just right, it's really nice. And it's really easy to hit it just right when we've got Jubilee Voices and crew in the room. So love singing with you guys so much. Daily Antidoters, can we all please give them a huge thank you in our very quiet, wavy sort of way? Extra fingers. There you go. Guys, that was fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, we can't wait until the next one. Hoping that we're going to be able to sing with you at least a couple times in February. We know you guys have a really busy February. Is there anything you want to let folks know about that's coming up in February where they can find you?
It looks like we will be celebrating the Lion of Anacostia, Mr. Frederick Douglass's birthday. This will be our, how many years have we done this, Greg?
I think
10th year doing this, I think,
year, yeah.
or 11th. Usually that's going to be virtual. We're going to be doing a collaboration with the Sandy Spring Slave Museum, which is going to be fabulous. We have a couple great things on the horizon, and we will also be celebrating the opening of the Josiah Henson Park and Historic Site that's located in Rockville. That will be virtual. That will be virtual as well. And if you want to get a foretaste of what that's like, if you go on your web browser and put in Time Team America, the search for Josiah Henson, what will come up is a Time Team America episode that features Jubilee Voices, Michael Twitty, the culinary historian, and James Henson, who was a direct descendant of Josiah Henson. Unfortunately, Mr. Henson passed away earlier this month, but we remember him, and it would be great for you to learn more about the Josiah Henson site by checking that out. Time Team America, the search for Josiah Henson. And please go to the Revel site to learn more about what we're up to in February. We have a full February with 4 events. So, we've got lots of plans for that in the coming year, and we look forward to seeing you virtually there.
That's great. Thank you, Andrea. So tomorrow's email, we're going to include the links for the different places you can find Andrea and Jubilee Voices. And we'll also put the links in for the Time Team America so that you can find that. I do also want to point out that on our 300th day of being Daily Antidote family, it is also the night of the Rebels Pub Sing. It's by accident, but we're going to call it by on purpose. And in fact, amongst other leaders, Jennifer Cutting and Steve Winnick, who we have in this room all the time, there are several JV members who are going to lead songs with us at the Pub Sing. So Greg McGruder, Andrea, and Harold, let's see, Arthuretta, and also David Facunle, who's been in the room and sung with us on his own before, as well as with JV. So please join us at the Pub Sing for a great 300th day extra celebration that night. And Andrea, we're going to try and stay away from you in February to not fill up your schedule. But of course, we're going to need to have at least a little of you, a little JV love in the room.
Absolutely.
And I also just want to shout out Jim again, Jim Harkless, who everybody in this room also knows. We had a beautiful Juneteenth celebration where Jim shared a photo of his mother as the Juneteenth princess, and he sang with us and talked with us, and he's been in this room quite a bit. And Jim, wherever it is that you are right now, your internet connection sounds fabulous. So I think we're going to have to chit chat about a way of reconnecting you and getting your voice back in this room. So
that's right.
Big love to you, Jim Harkless. Everyone in this room has been so blessed with your presence, and we're really glad you're here today. So, all right, gang, I think we've just about gotten all of the energy that we need to get out there in the world today and do something. So just the same as yesterday, find a way to pass on some kindness today. Find a way to make a little difference in somebody's life, even if it's just calling somebody you know who might need a little spark. Send people this link. Talk about giving people a little spark, right? Send them the link to today's, well, wait 5 minutes until I edit it, and then send them the link to today's show so that people can join us and sing in the room with us again after the fact. So thank you again. I would like to say goodbye to everybody on Facebook Live. Thank you out there on Facebook Live, and we look forward to singing with you tomorrow.